Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. We have a significant winter storm that is about to unleash heavy snow, heavy rain, and significant severe weather into the weekend. And we'll be talking about your Arctic outbreak with very cold temperatures, the coldest temperatures that we have seen in a couple of years across the lower 48. We'll dive into the details in today's afternoon update. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below, especially if you like detailed weather breakdowns across North America and helping me get to 75,000 subscribers by the end of this month by simply subscribing to the channel down below and also liking the video down below. It helps out more than you know. Looking at the radar picture this afternoon, here is your current weather conditions. We have a couple areas of lighter snow to the north, not that big of a deal. We got very heavy snows falling across the Pacific Northwest, western Montana, Idaho, and towards portions of Washington and Oregon. But our main storm system is down here developing into portions of northwest Texas and western Oklahoma. It's already bringing the cold air aloft with snowfall into southern Colorado, into New Mexico, and eastern Arizona here this afternoon. And looking at it this afternoon, it will continue to develop across northwest Texas and western Oklahoma near the Red River here this afternoon and make a beeline towards the Great Lakes region into northwest Indiana and southwest lower Michigan, with the central low pressure dropping to a 977 millibars by your Friday afternoon and Friday evening time frame. Looking at this, we have some changes to the severe weather potential, especially for Friday. So let's first talk about Thursday, though. We do have an enhanced risk of severe weather across portions of Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma, northeast Texas, and northwestern Louisiana. This covers near the Little Rock region, Texarkana, and then down to the Shreveport region. But in the slight risk in the yellow surrounding that, we still have some severe weather for Baton Rouge, Tyler, Texas, and along and east of the I-35 corridor there from the Dallas-Fort Worth area again toward Tyler. So we'll keep an eye on that. We do have some significant tornado potential still on the table as we go through the afternoon, evening, and overnight. We have that yellow shaded color. That's a 10% hatched area for tornadoes here. You can see those hatch marks. That means an EF2 or stronger variety tornado will be possible there into Arkansas, southeast Oklahoma, northeastern portions of Texas, and northwestern Louisiana. And we have the potential with those initial storms to produce those damaging hailstones of over 2 inches in diameter there across portions of northeast Texas, southeastern Oklahoma, into western Arkansas. And then as this consolidates into a broken line or a full line of storms, this may produce some hurricane force wind gusts for the Little Rock area and getting down in towards northern Louisiana overnight into your early Friday morning. So let's break down the timing of the storms this afternoon. Right now, it's very quiet. We have some warm air advection off of the Gulf of Mexico, which means our temperatures are warming up, the dew points are rising, so we're starting to see that more unstable air begin to develop there. There's the cold pocket aloft, and once that cold air starts to meet up with that warm, moist, and unstable air with the cold front, that's going to mean trouble, and you can see trouble already beginning this evening, probably mid to late evening. After 9 o'clock, we're going to start to see isolated to widely scattered strong to severe storms developing first across Arkansas and then tailing their way down here into portions of Texas and Louisiana, and then they'll start to move east in a couple of rounds. We'll have an initial round producing scattered severe weather after midnight into your early Friday morning across Dixie Alley, but then the main cold front with a line of storms or a broken line producing severe weather along its way as we go through your early Friday morning. Then as we go into Friday, here's the changes that I was just mentioning. The enhanced risk has been trimmed down for portions of the Carolinas, Georgia, Florida there, and into Alabama. That has shifted further west. There's the enhanced risk across north central Mississippi and northwestern Alabama, but still a large slight risk covers much of Alabama, northwest Florida, Georgia there, and the Carolinas. and even Tennessee. So we still have a lot of severe weather potential on Friday. There's the severe wind. So as that line of storms moves east, we still could be seeing ongoing hurricane force wind gusts, 75 miles per hour or stronger across north central Mississippi into northwest Alabama during your Friday morning commute. And still the tornado potential. The tornado potential has gone down, which is good news, but it's still there. 5% shading in the brown shaded color, a 2% shading in the green shaded color there across most of Dixie Alley and into the southeast, including as far north as southern Virginia there. So we'll keep an eye on that. Here's the timing for your Friday morning. Yes, already Friday morning commute. We're waiting for showers and thunderstorms across Mississippi, Alabama, up into middle Tennessee here, and then some leading storms across portions of Georgia. There's the main cold front that's going to have the most potent storms with it. Going into the Friday afternoon, we're going to start to see those storms rumbling across the Carolinas, Georgia there, eastern Tennessee, and down into northern Florida, posing the risk for damaging winds, large hail, and a few tornadoes into Friday afternoon. And finally, by Friday night, the cold front will be making its way off of the coast of the Carolinas, and we'll say goodbye to the severe weather threat as we go into later Friday night. Overall, though, even if you see severe weather or not, this system will have plenty of moisture with it, so heavy rainfall is on the table for portions of the Ohio Valley, on southward toward the Gulf Coast, much of the southeast, and even the northeast. The I-95 corridor getting in on some heavier rains from portions of eastern Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey through Connecticut, and then up toward Boston there in Massachusetts. Widespread rainfall amounts there of about 1 to 3 inches. Also a heavy swath of rain from Indiana, south central Illinois through the mid-Mississippi Valley down towards St. Louis, Paducah, Kentucky, and getting down toward the Jonesboro, Little Rock, Arkansas region. Watch out for 1 to 3 inches of rain there through your Saturday time frame. Looking at that, flash flooding potential Friday on tomorrow into your Saturday, we have a marginal risk of flash flooding across the Ohio River Valley, getting down into the mid-Mississippi Valley, and then a slight risk of flooding there across the Northeast, especially our coastal communities from Boston down through Hartford there, getting into Rhode Island, much of southern New York, and especially there Long Island, New York City, getting down into Trenton, and then even portions of Philadelphia, seeing that potential as we go Friday into Saturday. Now on the wintry side of the system, this is another aspect of the storm that will cause some problems. We have winter storm warnings already hoisted by your local National Weather Service offices across the Midwest. Much of the state of Iowa, except for one county, is actually under a winter storm warning here in the pink. We have winter storm warnings back into eastern Nebraska, southeastern South Dakota, southern Minnesota there into Wisconsin, and parts of northwestern Illinois. And I expect these winter storm warnings to expand across portions of Michigan and Wisconsin, northern Indiana, and northern Illinois over the next 24 hours because we have a very large storm system, and here's the heavy snow breaking out tonight, mainly after midnight, across Iowa there into northern Missouri, and then getting into northwestern Illinois there. Very heavy snow bands, probably in excess of 1 inch per hour snow rates. Then as we go into Friday, still uncertainty in how far north that rain snow line goes. If that rain snow line moves as far north as the Illinois-Wisconsin state line as indicated by the HRRR model here, then that would cut down a little bit of those snow totals there across the I-88 and I-80 corridors there in Illinois. But then we're talking some heavy snow and blowing and drifting snow across Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, into northeastern Missouri. But as that cold air rushes in, we're going to quickly change over to heavy snow across portions of northern Illinois. Very heavy winds there on the backside, and it's just going to be a Great Lakes whopper as we go through the weekend there. That is for sure. Here's your snowfall accumulation expectations through your Saturday night time frame here. Very nice swath from eastern Nebraska through Iowa here, getting through southeastern Minnesota, Wisconsin, northern Illinois, through much of the UP of Michigan and northern lower Michigan, except for the southeastern side of the state. We'll probably see some very healthy snowfall totals. Zooming it in here, showing you a decent idea of what to expect. A foot or more of snow will be possible into north central lower Michigan, parts of the UP of Michigan with that lake-induced snow. Also along the eastern side there of Wisconsin from Green Bay down toward Milwaukee. Could be seeing a foot of snow here as we go into your Saturday night time frame. And it all has to do with the lake temperatures. Our lake temperatures here are warm, so we'll keep an eye on the lake shore. We could have maybe lower totals very close to the lake because of that. But even further west, northern Illinois, Rockford getting up to 10 inches. Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin, 9 or 10 inches, getting back into Des Moines, 8, 9 inches, and even portions of Omaha getting 6, 7 inches of snow as we go through Saturday night. Very strong winds as we go into especially later in the day on Friday. Friday afternoon, winds will be whipping in from the north and west, gusting over 40, possibly as high as 50 miles per hour, and that'll really crank up. Look at the low, up to a 968 millibars there into western Michigan. So that's really going to crank in the winds, really going to crank in the snow on your Friday night. So a full-blown blizzard is a possibility as we go through then. Travel will be difficult. It is, make no mistake about it, travel will be difficult across the Great Lakes, especially centered on Michigan, southern Wisconsin, and northern Illinois. That's where we have those major travel disruptions likely through your Friday morning, Friday afternoon, and even Saturday morning commute, even long after the snowfall does end. We'll likely be seeing blowing and drifting snow as the cold air rushes in on the backside of the storm. The snowfall will become more of a fluffy snow, and that will tend to blow around a lot easier. Then as we go into Sunday, that Arctic front bringing the very cold temperatures that we've been talking about for quite some time will be moving further south. We have a quick shot at snow here across Kansas, Oklahoma, and perhaps down into North Texas there on Sunday. That will extend eastward into southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. And then that snow could be moving as far south as northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, and Tennessee as we go into your MLK Martin Luther King Day time frame. Not really heavy snow, but just a light coating, maybe up to an inch of snow here as it moves across on Monday. Then on Tuesday, we could have a weaker system move up into the northeast, bringing some lighter snow here from the mid-Atlantic up into the New England region, and all rain for portions of coastal Virginia, the Carolinas, and down into Georgia and Florida as we go into Tuesday. Like I said, we're really not talking about any major snows here to the south, but hey, an inch or two across portions just to the north of Dallas-Fort Worth, up toward Ardmore there in Oklahoma, Little Rock, getting into maybe Shreveport, a coating of an inch of snow. Northern portions of Mississippi, northern Alabama, into middle Tennessee, the Cumberland Plateau. A little bit of colder air there in the valley could be giving us a couple inches of snow Sunday into Monday. And then up into the northeast, really not talking about too much of accumulation. Martin Luther King Day into your Tuesday time frame. We'll keep an eye on it. Some models are a little more aggressive with the snow. We'll keep an eye on it, but right now just some lighter accumulations can be expected. The bigger story, however, is the temperatures and those wind chill factors as we go into next week. Here are your low temperatures waking up Sunday morning. Yes, double digit below zero temperatures here, 20 below up into the Dakotas and 25 below zero just with your air temperature in Montana there as we go into Sunday morning. Look at the freezing line going all the way south here, entering into the northern side of the Houston area, getting into the Baton Rouge region and even Jackson, Mississippi by Sunday morning. Look at those wind chills. It's going to be rough out there, folks. Make sure to bundle up in layers and, limit your time outdoors with this dangerous cold air, quite frankly, across the northern U.S. We got 30 to 40 degrees below zero wind chill values across northern states here and into portions of southern Canada. And look at that, even 2 degrees above zero, our wind chill on Sunday morning in Dallas, -5 in Amarillo, and -27 bitterly cold air into Kansas City for your Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon highs, it's not going to get much better. That cold air, it will be here. We have the snowpack now across the north, so our highs are going to still be 5 to 15 degrees below zero for your Sunday afternoon, and your wind chills are still going to hang around -30 all day on Sunday across the upper Midwest and the northern plains. And you can see same thing going into Monday afternoon, Martin Luther King Day, wind chills to the north again, 20 to 30 below zero or colder. Tuesday afternoon, a little bit more of manageable of 10 to 20 below, but that's still dangerously cold if you're outdoors without proper gear on, especially without a winter coat or a jacket, that is for sure. Then finally, by Wednesday afternoon, by the middle of next week, we'll start to ease up on the cold that will press back into eastern Canada. It'll still be cold, but not bitterly cold. This will probably feel like summer compared to what is coming for the late weekend into early next week. That is for sure. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below for detailed weather breakdowns across North America, and in case I do go live for one of these big winter storms here this upcoming season, that you are notified for that. Make sure you do like the video down below, especially if you do like today's weather forecast update. Thank you very much for doing so. Make sure to share this video with friends, family, and on social media, and I hope everybody has a great rest of their Thursday out there.